The Secure America Act of 2025 has just upended the lives of millions of immigrants in the United States. This sweeping law redefines permanent residency, putting green cards and the stability they represent at risk for countless families. For decades, a green card meant security and a path to citizenship. Now, that promise is fragile. The law's strict new requirements mean even a minor misstep could lead to deportation. This isn't just policy, it's a personal crisis for neighbors, doctors, entrepreneurs, and workers across the country. The Secure America Act forces us to ask, who truly belongs, and can the rules change overnight? Its consequences will reshape American society for generations. To understand the impact of the new law, we need to look at who it affects. In early 2025, the U.S. immigrant population dipped slightly to 51.9 million, still making up over 15% of the nation. While the U.S. has the largest number of immigrants globally, countries like Canada and Australia have higher proportions. The recent decline hints at shifting migration patterns, likely to accelerate under the Secure America Act. Immigrants now come from a wider range of countries, enriching American culture but also complicating policy. Most immigrants live in just 4 states: California, Texas, Florida, and New York. The law's impact will hit these communities hardest, disrupting local economies and families. For millions, uncertainty has become a daily reality. America's immigrants are incredibly diverse, coming from every corner of the globe and bringing with them a wide range of cultures, languages, and experiences. They arrive with hopes, dreams, and the determination to build better lives for themselves and their families. Whether they come seeking opportunity, safety, or a fresh start, their journeys are as varied as their backgrounds. In terms of legal status, nearly half of all immigrants in the United States are now naturalized citizens. These individuals have taken the oath of allegiance, embraced American values, and are fully participating members of society, contributing to their communities in countless ways. Another 23% are lawful permanent residents, commonly known as green card holders. These individuals have permission to live and work in the U.S. permanently, but their futures are now directly threatened by the Secure America Act, which could jeopardize their path to citizenship and stability. The remaining immigrant population includes people on temporary visas, such as students, workers, and visitors, who contribute to the economy and enrich American society, but whose status is often uncertain and subject to change. About 27% of immigrants are unauthorized, living in the shadows and facing daily uncertainty. These individuals and families often live in constant fear of deportation, separation, and the loss of everything they have worked for. The Secure America Act's chilling effect will ripple through all these groups, deepening anxiety, mistrust, and uncertainty. It will make it even harder for immigrants to feel safe, seek help, or fully participate in their communities. Most immigrants are concentrated in a handful of states, like California, Texas, New York, and Florida, where the law's impact will be especially acute. These communities are vibrant and diverse, but also vulnerable to policy changes that can disrupt lives overnight. Language and education levels among immigrants vary widely. About half are proficient in English, able to navigate daily life, work, and school with relative ease. The other half, however, face significant barriers to integration, struggling to communicate, access services, and advocate for themselves and their families. Navigating the new law's complex requirements will be daunting for everyone, but especially for those still learning English or unfamiliar with the legal system. Many will need help understanding their rights and responsibilities. The Secure America Act adds yet another layer of difficulty to already complex and challenging lives, increasing stress and uncertainty for millions. For many, the American dream, a life of opportunity, security, and belonging, now feels like it is slipping further out of reach, leaving them to wonder what the future holds. The Secure America Act introduces conditional permanent residency for all green card holders. Every 5 years, residents must pass a rigorous review to prove their continued eligibility. Vague criteria like economic contribution put stay-at-home parents, retirees, and the unemployed at risk. Even minor offenses, like traffic violations, can now trigger deportation. The expanded public charge rule punishes families for using benefits, even those for their U.S. citizen children. Green card holders now face a constant threat: seek help and risk everything or go without. The law shatters the stability immigrants worked years to achieve. Lifelong residents must now repeatedly justify their place in America. This is a fundamental betrayal of the promise of permanent residency. Fear and uncertainty have replaced the security green cards once offered. Immigrants are essential to America's workforce, making up nearly 1/5 of all workers. They power key industries, agriculture, healthcare, technology, and are more likely than natives to start businesses. These businesses create jobs, drive innovation, and revitalize communities. The Secure America Act threatens to create labor shortages and stifle entrepreneurship. Beyond economics, immigrants enrich American culture with new traditions, languages, and ideas. Fear of deportation will isolate communities and diminish public life. The law risks not just green cards, but the nation's prosperity and character. America's future depends on the people it now puts at risk. The idea of a simple line for legal immigration is a myth. Most people have no viable path. Family and employment visas are limited, with backlogs stretching decades. Humanitarian options like asylum are narrow and increasingly restricted. The Secure America Act ignores these realities, punishing those who followed the rules. Instead of fixing a broken system, it adds new obstacles and uncertainty. The law tells even the most diligent immigrants their efforts were never enough. This approach is unjust and counterproductive. It deepens fear and instability for millions. The American dream is now more distant than ever. The Secure America Act is the result of years of policy shifts and technological advances in enforcement. Local police now routinely share information with ICE, turning minor infractions into deportation risks. Automated systems and AI flag residents for review, often with little human oversight and high risk of error. Data sharing between agencies and budget cuts to legal services have left immigrants more vulnerable than ever. The law accelerates digital surveillance, making every green card holder a potential target. These changes have created a hostile environment, setting the stage for this drastic law. The tools once aimed at the unauthorized are now weaponized against lawful residents. The result, a new era of fear and surveillance for millions. The true cost of the Secure America Act is seen in the lives it disrupts. It is not just a policy, it is a force that ripples through communities, leaving uncertainty and fear in its wake. Families who once felt secure now find themselves questioning their future in a country they call home. Maria, a caregiver in Houston, fears deportation after using health benefits during cancer treatment. Her story is one of many, where individuals who have contributed to society are now living in the shadows, afraid that seeking help could lead to their undoing. Ahmed, a software engineer in Chicago, worries a gap in employment will cost him his family's future. His skills and dedication are overshadowed by the looming threat of deportation, a constant reminder that his family's stability hangs by a thread. Carlos, a business owner in Los Angeles, faces deportation over a minor misdemeanor from years ago. His business, built from the ground up, is at risk, and with it, the livelihoods of those he employs. His dream of contributing to the economy is now a source of anxiety. These are not isolated cases. They represent millions living in fear. Each story is a testament to the resilience of those who strive to build a life amidst uncertainty, yet they are constantly reminded of their precarious status. Green card holders who followed the rules now face arbitrary reviews and possible separation from their families. The promise of security and belonging is overshadowed by the threat of separation, tearing at the fabric of family unity. Their contributions are dismissed, their lives reduced to a checklist. The bureaucratic process dehumanizes their experiences, turning their hopes and dreams into mere paperwork. The law punishes people for ordinary setbacks, illness, job loss, minor mistakes. These are challenges anyone might face, yet for immigrants, they become potential triggers for life-altering consequences. These stories reveal the human cost of a policy that values paperwork over people. It is a stark reminder that behind every document is a person, a family, a community affected by these decisions. The Secure America Act turns the American dream into a nightmare for many. What was once a beacon of hope now casts a shadow of fear, altering the landscape of what it means to pursue a better life. Their struggles are a warning of what's at stake. It is a call to action, urging us to reconsider the values we hold dear and the kind of society we wish to build for future generations. The Secure America Act is a blow, but the fight isn't over. While this legislation brings new challenges and uncertainty for immigrant families across the country, it also reminds us of the urgent need to come together and take action at the local level. Every setback is a call to organize, to support one another, and to refuse to let fear dictate our future. Local governments have the power to make a real difference by passing policies that limit cooperation with federal authorities, by funding legal defense for residents facing deportation, and by standing up for the values of inclusion and justice. City councils and county boards can become a shield for vulnerable neighbors, ensuring that families are not torn apart by unjust laws. Cities and counties can declare themselves welcoming spaces, offering a measure of safety and hope. These declarations are more than symbolic. They send a message that everyone belongs, and that local leaders are committed to protecting the rights and dignity of all residents. Community solidarity is vital. Support immigrant rights groups, attend rallies, volunteer your time, and contact your elected officials to demand humane policies. When we show up for each other, we build a movement that cannot be ignored. We must dispel harmful myths and build strong networks of support, offering help, resources, and safe spaces for those in need. Whether it's providing legal aid, sharing information, or simply being a friend, every act of kindness matters. This is a test of America's character. Will we stand for inclusion, compassion, and justice, or will we give in to fear and division? The choices we make now will echo for generations. The road ahead is hard, and progress may be slow, but real change always starts in our communities. By working together, we can create safe, welcoming neighborhoods where everyone has the chance to thrive. Now is the time to organize, mobilize, and show that unity is stronger than unjust laws. Our collective action can push back against fear and create a future rooted in hope and equality. The future of millions and the very soul of our nation depends on what we do next. Together, we can rise to this challenge and build a country where everyone is truly welcome.